Hey, what's up, guys? Vegas Jay is back for today's little gambling session of day two. The goal is to make $10,000 a month gambling. We're playing Baccarat today, and we just came in to a table that's kind of already going. Looks a little choppy, actually. We got banker, banker, player. Ooh, banker just pulled out. Player, banker. Let's just go ahead and start our first bet on banker. We're gonna start with $1 to see how things are going. Banker, banker. Let's say banker, player, banker, tie, player, banker, player, banker. Interesting. So there could be some patterns here. We're gonna take it easy. We're not gonna get too aggressive. We're gonna strike when we think we got a little bit of the pattern down, and you know what? We're gonna sit out when we don't. Excuse me. I think one of the biggest things, especially for me, I do this a lot. I want to play every hand. You know, you don't really have to. Oh, player won that one. Okay. But look, we got a little situation here. So player, banker, player. So let's do two on banker. So we're looking for a little pattern here, right? Of player, banker, player, banker, player, banker. Usually it'll chop back and forth in some of those patterns. Not always, but sometimes it does. So what we're going to do is we're just, no real emerging pattern has happened just yet. And again, if you're new to Baccarat, it is a fairly easy game. Yes, you can count it if you'd like to, but you don't necessarily have to. They're going to give you the scores right here. And the goal is whoever makes it, there we go, banker. The goal is to see who gets the closest to 9, right? So pretty straightforward. Now, in reality, I could bet player here. Player, banker, player, banker, player. But I'm going to sit one out. The odds are if you stay with the banker for the most part, you'll come out profitable. But right now we got a little chop, and this is about identification. And what I mean by identification is you got to watch the patterns of what's happening. So this could be a break in the pattern. See, I'm glad we kind of set that one out, right? Now we got 2 bankers in a row. Usually a banker will start to kind of go on a little run here. So let's do this. Let's bet $1. Again, we're not breaking the bank here. We're playing a little conservative today, as you can see. Let's just look at it at one unit. If you're betting $25 and you got $25 out there, everybody's going to, oh, damn it. I have this little list here. Dog it. That I was going to write down my wins and losses, and I just totally didn't. I think natural 9. Look at that. Nice work. So look, we got a little, no streak there happening. No big deal. No big deal. No streak. Banker, player. Let's follow the leader real quick. So now you can see I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. We're just kind of feeling out the hand. There's really no true emerging patterns that have occurred just yet. I mean, I think the biggest run we've had is 2, right? So let's kind of stick with that strategy. Banker, banker, player, player. Oh, that's a good hand for the banker. Come on, 9. Oh, banker won. Okay, so banker, player, banker. So let's sit this out for a second. It's a little choppy, right? I'm not sure. No true patterns have kind of emerged just yet. Technically, if we were going back to the banker, player strategy, where it's an alternating pattern, banker, player should technically come up. Oh, all right. So now we got a banker, 2 bankers in a row. Right now we're gonna bet on banker because what we're expecting is just gonna put 1 on banker. And the reason we're doing that is I'm expecting this to let's get a little streak going. Banker usually, it's not always the first streak. And what I mean by streaks is, multiple hands in a row. Like, let's get this whole thing all bankers. Wouldn't that be awesome? If you're betting on banker. Come on, banker. 7. That's a good one for us. All right, nice. All right, so we got 3 in a row. Right, so let's go ahead and come on. Let's see if we can get a banker run here. And I'm just getting I'm just starting low with low bets. That way, it's kind of a low stress day. I don't normally bet on or gamble on Sundays, but Today I had a little bit of time and I thought I'd shoot a video and shoot some game. And dollar bets aren't really stressful, you know. Come on, baby, let's get a 4. A tie? Wow. All right. So the strategy, not strategy, but it broke up a little bit here. So let's just kick out, kick back, kick out. Let's just kick back. Kind of a mixed bag today. This is a little bit of a choppy deck. I'll tell you, man, some of the decks, they're very clear, right? It's either, you know, predominantly player, and you can kind of gauge which direction to go in. But right now, I think we got a little bit of a guessing game, and I don't, you know, if you're guessing, then don't play. You can always sit out. Oh, excuse me. Another tie. Dang, a double tie. Interesting. No emerging pattern yet. I mean, there's more bankers. Meaning bankers have won more, right? They got 9-4, but I don't see a pattern here to bet. I mean, you can guess, but like I said, why do that? There's no reason to guess. That's silly. Let's wait for a nice pattern. Typically, we'll get anywhere between 41 to 61 hands. Currently, we're on, oh, nice one for the player. Oh, man, that's a nice. 9-8. There you go. Player. Let's see if we can get a... See if we can get a player. And I'm going to pick player because we're doing a little bit of follow the leader, so to speak. Like, got a couple ties. Now, granted, you can look at some of these numbers, and I'm just talking to you about why I'm betting the way I'm betting. Come on, 5. Give me a 5. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh. Oh, 6 is good. Yeah, all right, player. Now, what I did there was just the follow me sequence. It's basically follow, follow. But the reason that I did the player is this right here. So the banker had 9, and at that time, the player only had 5. Now, look, this isn't always this way. I'm just telling you the reason I made that decision. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time when you end a deck of, let's say, 51 hands, you're going to be pretty even on these. Like, it's going to be 28 banker, 26 player, or 20, you know, whatever. Pretty close to one another. Ooh, banker won that one. Good sit out, right? So, player. Let's get, man, I'll tell you what. Nothing has really gone past 3 bankers. That's been the largest. Wait a minute. Why is that? Oh, that's the tie. Okay. You know, you don't have to read all this stuff over here. This part can get confusing. What you're basically looking for is what's the thread, meaning how many bankers or how many players in a row have happened. 7-1. That's tough for the banker. Let's see what we got. Oh, player won that one. All right, that's fair. Okay, so now we got player, banker, player. Let's go banker for 2. Right, and here's the reason why. It's player, banker, player. Maybe there's a little chop happening. This hand has kind of looked at, or this deck rather, shoe, I should say. This shoe has kind of been kind of choppy, right? Anyway, but the reason that I was discussing this is what you were looking for is, you know, it had 2 of these and then it tied, so that's the reason that that's there. Oh, what do we got here? Player wins again. Wow, okay. Ooh, a little player run. And that's okay, right? Player's going to start to catch up. Usually. So we're going to sit this one out. I don't want to jump on a player run, which, why wouldn't you? But we're going to just kind of chill for a minute and see what we got. Patience is a virtue. Usually by the 22nd, 23rd hand, which is kind of where we're at. Banker. 8-9. Those are good, man. This is a good little hands here. Let's do... Let's do 4 on banker. We got a stop loss today of 100. Don't want to play longer than that. Don't want to rush either, you know. Okay. 5, 6. Oh, damn. Okay. Another player. Looking good. Looking good. Having a little bit of a tough shoot here. But let's go back to that. Do 5, right? Player, banker, player, banker, player, banker. Oh, hey, easy wildfire. Six, 2. It's a little video here. Player won that one. Wow, okay. Do a little rebet on banker. Not getting too crazy, not getting too ahead of the game. Don't worry, we'll catch up. It's totally normal to kind of get into these little patterns, if you will. So look, again, going back to my point, right? Pretty even as far as the 10, 11, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, so we got a little player streak going here. So let's just chill for a few minutes. 3 players in a row. Looking good. That's the furthest one that it's gotten. So let's do this. Let's do 8. That's the farthest one, right? So nothing has happened since then, and the odds are in our favor if banker comes up. Not if, but when banker comes up. Oh, a natural 9 for the player. Okay, so now this is where you want to just chill. Like we can see right now, players rolling. We got a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4 going. We're just going to chill and just see what happens here. Because you don't want to get caught like doubling up constantly, because if you do that, you know, before you know it, you're gonna be down pretty much. Oh. Okay, 4-0. Looking good for the player again. Player, nice, dude. So player streak is going on right now. You got to be careful stepping in front of these. Now, what I should have done, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 times that a player has come up at this point, right? We're going to play the odds. 13, right? Banker should be coming up here before too long. Now, look, it can go 27 players in a row, so don't let that fool you. Player 1 again, nice. Wow, so we're getting a little heated here. So we're gonna go back again. Do 20. Try to do 20. This is just part of how the game works, you know. Come on, banker. Yeah. There we go. Nice little $40 win. Okay. Not all profit, obviously. All right. So we sat that hand out, and as you can see, player is looking pretty dominant right now. Look at all these players. Now we got 16 to 12. Now eventually, as we get towards the end of the deck, and this is total theory, it doesn't always work out this way. Bankers will start to kind of get going. So we should, you know, we're hoping to see like a banker here, then maybe get a small little banker run. We'll see. There we go. See, now I'm thinking that banker is going to start kind of transitioning a little bit here. There we go. All right, let's play banker. Right, let's do 2 on banker. Feel like the odds are kind of in our favor, and it should start to kind of go that way. Okay. Hope you guys are having fun, man. Come on, 5. That's not really what I wanted, but that'll work. Come on, Baker. Oh, player. Okay. So what do we got here? Player, banker, player, player, banker, player. Let's do 4 on banker. Going back to the chop a little bit, right? Choppy hands. Hey. What are we down? Like 20 bucks so far or something like that? And we only bet $1, so nothing crazy, right? Just keeps us in the game until we can. Oh, we got a new dealer coming in. Wow. Man. It is what it is sometimes, you know? Okay, we're only down 22 bucks. 1 bet. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to lay low. We're going to chill and see what's going to happen here. So pretty choppy, right? And one of the rules that we didn't do it here, obviously, because I'm live and for whatever reason I just didn't. Maybe it's because I'm talking. Banker. Good. Okay. Go banker. Let's get a banker run here. Typically after 3 in a row, you kind of want to jump on that thread. And what I mean by that is that if it's like right here, for example, 1, 2, 3. On this bet, regardless of what side you were on, typically 3 kind of starts a trend, right? Or a streak or whatever you want to call it. Nice. Okay. Good little win. Right? So I'm like, oh, it was a tie. I was wondering why they didn't go up. Interesting. So looking good, right? Anyway, my point being, so 1, 2, 3. After 3 in a row, usually, not always, a streak will occur. So if we started betting here, that'd have been 3 nice wins. And there's that banker that we were looking for, right? 8 to 9. Now look, we're getting close, as I mentioned earlier in the game. Let's go ahead and bet 5 here. We're getting close into the game where we're getting towards the end of the deck. And, right now, 15 to 18. Dude, it's pretty close, right? I mean, it's really not that far. 18 to 15 is really not bad. Come on, banker. Let's get 3 bankers in a row. We haven't really had a streak on the bankers yet. You can see over here that really 2 in a row is the furthest that it's gone, right? This is, we tie 2-2. Yeah, so we haven't really had a banker streak. Oh. So let's see if we can get 3 bankers in a row, which would be cool, because then, you can kind of, it's not always going to happen that way, and it may not happen right now. It's not. Glad I only bet $1. Yeah, man, this is choppy. Chop, chop, choppy, choppy. It's going to happen in the games, guys. Don't worry about it. Just stay focused. Stay relaxed. Right? Only down 20 bucks. Not the end of the world. So now, look, we got a banker, player, player. I wouldn't expect to see a bunch of players this late in the game. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bet 2 on banker. My expectation is that banker should get a run before this game is over. We probably have another, I don't know, maybe 10 more hands, maybe. That's not a good start. Damn. Getting crushed on the player today. Good job, guys. Dang. That's 3 players in a row. Now, what did I just say? When you get 3 players in a row, or 3 whatever, you should probably jump on that side, right? So let's just, for argument's sake, do what I said and jump on. The player streak, as you saw, was pretty, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Not bad. Not bad. Right? And this is going to be, by the end of this, this will be our epic comeback as we come back. Oh, the game of Baccarat. Drives you crazy sometimes. But we're managing our bankroll. We're doing good. You know, we're gonna stick towards the theory. We're on hand 42. We're gonna stick to the theory that more bankers are gonna start to come to kind of even out. Now, even though, I mean, check it out, 17 to 21, man, it's pretty even. You know. Wow. So I was trying. Player, banker, player, banker. Let's go back to that. We're going to do 4. Let's do 5 today. Now what I'm doing is I'm playing the player banker, the alternating strategy, right? So player, banker, player, banker. 6-1. Wow. Nice. That doesn't always happen, but you know. Okay. So now we got player, banker, player, player, banker, player, banker. It should be player. We're gonna put 1 for the chop. And the chop being is I'm basically just alternating. Player, banker, player should come up. If this has been an extremely choppy deck. And sometimes you just got to make it out to the next deck, you know? Let's see what we got. Oh, banker won that one. Okay. Ooh. Now, as I mentioned, we're starting to get into this thread back here, right? Towards the end of the shoe. It's pretty even, man, as far as that goes. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bet 1 on banker, just for the argument's sake of, you know, we believe that banker is going to come out. It's not, if it doesn't, then it doesn't. This is a great example of just because you have a plan and a theory doesn't always mean it's going to play out that way. And here's a great example. It sure as hell didn't. Player 1 again. Wow. Okay. Wow. Well, we got player. So I'm going to sit this one out. Bankroll management. All right, we're down 15 bucks. Wait, is that right? Player. Nice. So yeah, man, you can see predominantly a player deck, 47 hands. Pretty choppy this session. We're doing good though. We're alive, man. And that's all you can ask for, is just to stay alive, keep playing. Oh, banker with a 9. Nice. So far we've been doing a little bit of pattern here. Banker, player, banker. I'm gonna do banker for 2. We're getting, man, I normally don't play this late in the deck, but I'm gonna go ahead and play. Pattern I'm looking for is a double banker, double banker, second banker here. I don't know how many hands we're gonna get out of this. If we get it 50. Wow. Have not been making good calls today. Sheesh. All right, well. Let's sit this out for a second. All right, we're down $27. But you can see we're down $27 and I've pretty much made the wrong decision almost every time. Choppy decks, man, can get you sometimes on strategies. So this looks choppy again, right? So banker, player, banker. I gotta bet the strategy, man. And I know strategies don't always work, but if you stick to a strategy long enough, you'll lose. But but if you have the ability to kind of move around and think like we're doing, damn, it might just be me. Tie. Okay, so they broke up that little banker player move that I was going to try to do. So let's just hold off now since that's happened. We're on 51, right? Unique, very choppy hand. Bankers really didn't, statistically bankers would usually have more, but it looks like players, as you can see, had more of the longer runs. Like third streak should have hopped on here, right? There's another one, 2 consecutive losses. Yeah, okay, cool. Banker, nice. So look, again, going back to the even strategy here, 25 to 22. I mean, almost every time this happens, most of the time it will be very similar to one another, like just with regards to the number of hands won. Now, in that situation, this is where betting strategy comes in. I didn't do a lot of that today, or at least in this particular video, but the video's not over. We're still playing. And that's kind of moving up a Fibonacci betting cycle. So instead of betting 1s and 2s like I was doing, I would increase my bet each time. Now, with that said, that just means you can lose faster too. But think about it. I mean, we're literally one hand away from being right back into the game and even profit. But because of the way this shoe is going, I don't know. I'm not really, and I don't like guessing. So I've made a few educated guesses or educated. I just said I don't like guessing, and then I said I made educated guesses. Educated moves, I should say. But those didn't pan out. So that means that I'm not really reading this deck right or well. And that's okay, man. It's completely okay to chill out and just sit on the sideline and wait. Because the next shoe could be a $300 shoe. Now I'm going to have to bet here before too long or the table's going to kick me off. So we're on 54. I think that yellow thing's like right in here. Player may go on another. There it is. All right, cool. So that's the end of that shoe. Who didn't do so well on that shoe? Right? We did not do well on that shoe, but that is okay. We're only down $27, and we can make that back up in like 2 to 3 bets. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to shut down, restart the deck. I'm going to pause the video, and then when we have a new deck in, I'll be back. Okay. Wow. So the streak here, we had 3, didn't work out, right? So this goes back to show you just because it usually will do 3. And look, each one is kind of broken. So 3 break, 3 break, 2, 2. We could get a third one here from a player standpoint. Oh, yeah, cool, we did. So 1, 2. All right, now you got that 3 kind of going. Nice. So player. So we're going to bet. We're going to bet banker because we haven't seen this thread kind of break. Usually from usually at this point, a banker should pop up. We're a little low on the count on banker. You know, because you can see. Shit. Wow, guys. Wow. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna rebet with Banker, man. Just went to 8, didn't get crazy. Bankroll management and all that jazz. Six. Ah, tie. Interesting. I feel like a banker's in here, man.
Yes, but you can see the statistics, see who is getting more.
It's weird, you know. I was recently looking at this. I mean, from a statistics standpoint, and remember, statistics are like thousands and thousands of games. But in a small section like this, dude, the odds really change quite a bit, in my opinion. Like, you'll see players like dominate 4 shoes in a row. Like what we saw. This is the second shoe where players, for the most part, have been winning quite a bit. So now look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna stick over here because it's coming. Now, a player may come up again, but statistically, like, Banker should be coming up here before too long. I think if the math is right in my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In order for like one side, either side to go. Oh, let's see what we got here. Banker, nice. Statistically, sorry, my apologies. It's kind of hard to play and talk at the same time. Statistically, I think it's 1 in 5,880 hands where each side will go 7 or 8 in a row. So that means that, like, the reason I bet that one, and I kind of bet a little higher than I normally would, right? Nice. Is because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not always going to happen that way, but you know, you can see here, you know, that was the longest streak of that. So now I've got 2 bankers in a row. Bankers are kind of coming back a little. Let's go ahead and bet $1 on Banker. We sat that hand out. Totally cool. Now there's a strategy called the switch strategy, which if you have the right bankroll, it makes sense to do that. But you got to be careful. And allow me to explain. Right after this hand. Come on, baby. Wow. No banker streaks at all in like 2 full shoes. Banker, man. So we're just going to sit this one out because who knows, man? Okay, so going back to the 2-point strategy or the switch strategy. You start out on one side. So let's just, for argument's sake, I always start on the banker side just because statistically, wow, dude. Sorry, I don't mean to be taken off, but player today. So your question was, James, bet on player then. Because the minute I start betting players, I'm like, it's going to start going banker. Wow, quite a few. Oh, we got a new dealer coming in. Who is she? Oh, I messed up. I didn't get to see her name. Okay, anyway. There's a strategy called the switch. And what that means is you start on one side. Let's say banker, we win. Banker, we lose. So every 2 losses, you switch sides, right? On a hand that's going banker, player, banker, player, if you're on the wrong side, you're going to get hosed, man. Absolutely hosed. So be careful doing that strategy. But let's just see, for argument's sake, if we would have done that today. Banker, we won. We lost. Then we switched to player. So we won player. We lost that one, and we lost that one. So then we switched to banker. So we went to banker, lost that. Switched to player, we won that one. Still on player, lost that one. That's the first loss. Player, we won again. 2 losses on player. Then we switched to banker. 2 losses on banker. Then we switched to player, and we lost that one. So you had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6 sequence of losing. That's tough, man. So I think the strategic shots are, sometimes we, me included, we just make the game too complicated. When it comes down to it, dude, you're just guessing, really. Now, as you can see, there's patterns to see, right? Like, you see it happening. Banker, so he broke that the banker broke that trio of plays. So let's play one on banker. It's amazing. Look, we have not gotten 2 bankers. Oh, let me rephrase that. We've gotten 2 bankers, and that's it. Everything else has been predominantly player. Look, player, 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 player. Usually in this situation, the banker typically wins more. And we're going to win this one, but a little unusual. So now we got 2 bankers in a row. They're a little behind. We're on hand 30. This is about to be 31. I'm not going to kill anybody to bet banker. What we're looking for here is to get a streak going for banker. The odds are in the banker's favor, but as you can see, the last 2 rounds, or shoes, it's really been more predominantly player, right? So, come on, 2. That's not what I meant. Oh, see, there goes player again. Wow. So yeah, man. So here's where you kind of have to ask yourself: do I switch strategies? Meaning, obviously my open reads aren't working too well. The hands have been a little tough today. Oh man, I should have. You know what? I should have done what I did. I should have sat out. Small loss is better than a big loss, gentlemen. Wow. Dude, are you seeing this? Luckily, we didn't bet that. Are you seeing this onslaught of player? Very, very interesting. So we're going to wait a little bit. And here's what I'm looking for. I believe, like you and I just talked about, that banker's going to start coming up here as we start to get into these 35s and 40 streak hands. What was that last round? That last round was it? Player is on fire today, which is great if you're betting player. I don't know why I'm hesitant to do that, just because I've seen it in the past. But damn, dude, look at this. Hey, man, it doesn't argue if that's what's happening, right? A lot of people would do like a mirror strategy, but man, if you're doing a mirror strategy on this one, you just lost all those hands. And it just goes back to show, like, I've always talked about this. I mean, is there a real strategy in Baccarat? Is there a real strategy in Roulette? Not really. This isn't really a skilled game. Meaning, a skilled game is you have to, like, make decisions along the path. Here, you're just betting on a side and hoping to win. Right? So look at this right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 players in a row. Now that is a streak that is occurring, as you can see. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bet against that streak. I don't know why I always want to do that. That's just a flaw of me. I always want to bet against the streak versus going with the streak. Right? So we'll see if it works out in my favor. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Player. Oh, okay, well, banker won. Now, I'm just betting on that strategy simply because I was going to have to double up on that if I lost, which, that's fine. But, man, I'll tell you what. There's some beautiful player runs here, man. Who's this thing? What's her name? Oh, they don't tell me? Oh, weird. There we go. So look, like I said, banker should start to catch up here. We're gonna bet conservative for now and then start stacking up if we win. Hopefully we can get 3 in a row. This would be the longest banker streak of the entire hand, or the entire shoe. As you can see, it's typically Sorry. But it is time for a banker run, man. We've got 36 hands so far. There's probably 41 to 50, like I was saying. Wow. Well, there you go. So we're going to sit this one out. A little bit of a frustrating group of hands. But such is the way of the world. I always like to look at these hands afterwards, because then you can test strategies of like, hey, this is a real hand. Like, what would have happened if I would have done the banker switch, or if I would have done the player banker, banker, right? Like, you don't really know. Banker, player, banker. Technically, player should win on this one. Technically. This one could be a banker. 6. Oh, maybe not. Player 1. So we're going banker. Or I'm sorry, yeah, banker, player, banker, player. Technically, banker should come up. Doesn't always mean it's going to do it, but it's choppy today. Every deck has been. I mean, we've only played two shoes, so roughly about 80 hands. Both very choppy, both very difficult to kind of read. You know, again, going back to the strategy of just any strategy. Shit, dude, should you just guess? Just pick one, any, meeny, miny, mo? I don't know. I like to see the patterns. Typically, patterns will work like what we just saw here. You know, player, banker, banker, player. But it doesn't always work out that way. Now we're on hand 40. So we're getting close to the end of this shoe. And player has dominated, as you can see. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see a banker run here towards the end. Let's see. Oh, it was a tie. Interesting. So that breaks the pattern, right? Again, going on pattern recognition, not that that has done really well for me today, but the pattern recognition, player, banker, when it breaks, I wouldn't necessarily stick with the pattern. Now, that doesn't mean that player's not going to work and that it can't continue. But again, at the end of the day, and I know a lot of true Baccarat players will say this, and some won't, but past hands are not an indication of what's going to happen in the future. This is the past. It doesn't know what's going on about what happened in the past. So player can win 100 times if it comes down to it. Okay, so look, it actually worked out that way. So player, banker, tie, player. Oh, no, it didn't. It did break. So banker, player, yeah. Shoot, dude. Out of 43 hands, 25 have been player. Like, I don't know. And here's what's going to happen. So next shoe, we'll be like, hey, we'll have this bias of player's going to win. And we start betting player, we start getting handled. So it's true. You got to like just what's going on. And sometimes, you know, like I'm doing, sometimes you just got to sit out. Player 1 again. Like, it's unbelievable. 3 players in a row, 26 to 16 with regards to the balance of, wow. Oh. Okay, so that's the challenge with playing on this site. You got to play. Like, I think on other sites you can just kind of sit there for a little bit, but this one doesn't let you do that. It's high. Alright, so we're on hand 45 of this deck, of this shoe. predominantly player based. And I said this last hand, my expectation is that bankers should start to catch up because it does typically even out as we've seen. But we'll see, man, because I don't know. You've seen how the day's gone. Wow, player again. So I know what you're thinking, James. Stop playing banker. It's just unusual. So now we have player. What's one? So think about this: like 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We're looking at some statistics things here. Now we are getting towards the end of the deck, which may screw me. Come on, 10. And we haven't really got a natural 9 for us. Player. So we're on hand 47. Obviously we got a little player streak, but 28 to 16 with how many hands do you think we have left? So 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 50, maybe 5? Maybe 5 more hands? What do you think, guys? Shit. Alright guys, we're going to make a risk here. This is risky. This is risky. You shouldn't do this, right? But I'm going to do it. Come on, banker, playable blanker. Come on, baby. There we go. Woo! I don't recommend that. Don't do that. That's dangerous. But statistically, bankers should be freaking winning. And sometimes in this game, actually probably all games, there's a probability factor. Like you have to be probability-wise, banker was going to show, right? And we're still only down $20, like I was saying, or 30, 27. You gotta admit, man, this is insane to watch 2 full shoes be player-based. Although, honestly, it's funny, the last few weeks, actually, I have been seeing players just dominate. It's insane. That's not even supposed to happen, but it's great for us, though, because the reason that's so good, if you can freaking get on that side, which I haven't been able to for whatever reason, there's no commission. Meaning, so when you bet $1, you get $1. Over here, if you bet $1, you get $1.95. Okay, so look, we got player, banker, player, banker, player. Right? And the reason I'm going to do player is because this has been a predominantly player deck. The second thing is that we're in this chop, right? Player, banker, player, banker, player. And you have to recognize those patterns because they're real. They happen, right? Come on, 5. Come on, 5. That's not a 5. Come on, 5. Banker. So there you go. Doesn't always work, right? But in the majority of the time it does, so you want to pay attention to that. Now we're on 52. We have a 30 to 19 ratio. 30 players to 19 bankers on a 52 hands. It's got to be coming up. There it is, just as I called it. There's the yellow thing. So we didn't bet on this one, and that's good. Bank. Nice. All right, so the game is going to resume here in just a minute. Wow, what a run. Normally these are pretty even, but as you can see, That was different, right? All right, well, I'm gonna pause this until they come back with the new deck, and then we'll jump back in. I may need to call it for the day, but I hate to just go down by $30, dude. Doesn't that suck? That's one hand that I could bet on, but you gotta be careful because you lose that and then you're down 60. But this is part of gambling, man, especially if you're gonna try to do it professionally. Look, you're gonna take some losses and it's grind. Look, dude, I could play all day. Will more than likely, not today, but tomorrow, play all day to get that $500 to $1,000. There are going to be some hands where we feel like, man, we're playing really well that we'll be betting higher on. But today, as you can see, it's been tough, man. It's been really rough reading the boards. All right, so I'm going to pause this and we'll be back. Man, I took a little break, came back. You can see it. Don't you just know it? Look, I've effing banker run, and I wasn't here. That's funny. That looks like a pretty good run, man. Look at that. It went 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 straight moves. That's nice. Nice. So right now we're going to do a little... Oh, nice. Ooh, what do we got here? Hold on. Banker, player, banker. Alright guys, let's see what happens. I'm going back to the pattern side, right? Banker, player, banker. Player should hopefully win. Come on, player. Wow. Alright, well. Man, tough day today. Let's go to banker. Man, honestly, that's just how it is sometimes. It's just the grind. You know? Sometimes you miss opportunities, right? Like you gotta live life. I'm downstairs, right? Nice. So now we got 3 bankers in a row. Let's see if we can get a little streak going. That would be nice. Usually you could scroll over and they would give you their names. I don't know why that's not happening anymore. Weird. Maybe it was the settings or something. Banker, okay. Let's set this one out. Sorry. I'm expecting a player to happen, and then we're going to bet on player. I guess if you're expecting a win, Genius, why not bet it? I don't know. Because you don't know. These streaks on sides can just crush you some. As you saw. Like, we haven't lost it. See? So now look at what we got going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it's gone on. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bet $1. That gives us the ability to keep doubling up if we need to because a player's coming. Now, usually this is where I'll see a tie or some shit, and I should have bet the tie, but we're betting dollars right now to get warmed up. Just because it's Sunday, we've had a long weekend. Monday, we'll get back at it and doing the strategies and stuff. But I mean, I guess we're doing a strategy now. Okay. Strategic, nothing crazy there. All right. So now we're just gonna sit back and wait. Because now what I want to do is, players should win again right now. Let's just see if this strategy that we're gonna employ. We're gonna do follow me, but let's not. I don't want to do it. I mean, we're doing it live, right? So technically, we'd be betting on player. I just goofed up and didn't do it, and we would have lost, right? Now look at what we got going on. Banker, player, banker. I'm gonna bet player. That looks like a. Plus, it's $1. It gives us the ability to kind of double up if we need to. I don't like doubling up, but in some instances, like we can't. There we go. Oh, tie, motherfucker. So now they just broke that little pattern that I was looking for. Oh, sure. How is it that that just is so. How do we miss all these? How do we miss the banker plays? Oh, banker. Nice. Okay. We talked about these, kind of recognizing these moments. Where a deck is swayed to one side and not necessarily bucking that. But if you notice, and I've noticed this today as well, part of my play is this perfect example, right? Kind of going against the grain. Let's just sit this one out. So technically we're down $20. I think it's $27. Perfect example. Right? Fear keeps you out of that sometimes. And that's okay, man. Oh, making it rough on your boy today. I was trying to get that banker player banker. Man. Well, sometimes, my friends, if you're not feeling it, you just gotta stop. I don't know why, man. It's been a tough day. I usually crush on this, but hey, that's gambling, man. Sometimes you just don't. Hi. I got a little double player. Alright, where are we going? So we got 37 hands. Although that strategy hasn't. player.
And okay, when you reach it,
Pattern. 3 in a row.
so make this picture. Play once 3 times in a row. This is the first time they got 3 in a row. How do I reach the 10? It's a nice.
Probably the last shoe.
Seven could be. And 7.
Bastard.
So that one here with the small.
So the follow me strategy is just like it says. You basically go with whoever won last. So the strategies, again, I'm using 1 unit. You can use larger ones, of course. So set this one out, man. Come on, baby! All right, man. It's about 2:13. The game is about to start. What time is it? 3:00. Okay. Wow. Banker. On a roll, dog. Like, you know, we saw this before, right? We saw certain hands, and then again, this goes back to just recognizing it. Oh, so the question you ask is, do you bet banker in this situation? Well, let me know what you would do in this situation right here. 3 bankers, but bankers have predominantly crushed the deck. Damn, dude. Breaking the sequence. Follow the leader. So I wonder in that situation, so you can maybe miss that first bet and then bet wherever. Let's try that. So here's what we're gonna do, just for a little bit longer. We'll win 1 hand, and then wherever it goes after that, we'll follow it. Oh, that's always a scary one. You see that. But look here real quick. Banker, player, banker. We're going to go back on player for 2. Because when we're towards the end of the deck, right? 26 to 12. Typically, player is going to at least get 18. Now, there's not that many hands left. I think we've been seeing, 48, 50, maybe 51. So, but player's bound to come up here as a winner. Like, oh. Okay. Come on, 9. Oh, that's not good. All right, well, that broke that sequence. That pattern hasn't really worked out well, has it? So the follow me strategy, right? Gotta steer away from it? What happened? Wow. James, Vegas J is getting hit today. You may sit this one out. I mean, another thing could be happening, right? Banker, player, banker. But with so many players not as popped up yet. Mm,
It's okay, one thing, so fun.
my thought, right? Like, let's go to player. We're pretty close to the end of the deck, though. Let's see if we would have done this in the past, right? So, player. It catches trends, right? Got me again. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're jamming in there. Nice. Man, I think I'm going to sit this out. It has been a little rough day at the office, but that's okay. This is the real deal, guys. You saw it. You can't win them all. Some days you're going to have sessions where you just need to, take a chill. Like I said, I don't normally gamble on this day, but I felt like doing a little bit, and I think we lost like $30. Not bad. Not bad. Just goes to show you that even when you are kind of playing, you can still lose. Let's see what's going to happen here real quick. Oh, go player. So mirror strategy would suggest we got to do one more bet. I mean, look. We're towards the end of the deck. We probably have one more hand. 29 to 15. That's a super sway towards the banker side. Maybe that's just gamer fallacy. But we got to play it. 3. Mother fudge nuts. Maybe I should just decide what I'm going to do and then do the exact opposite. Player, banker. We'll do one final one. I know I said that last one, but shit. We're bound to get one right in here, right? Oh, man. What a day. That was a trip. Thank you. Sheesh. All right, man. We're going to go out on that win, baby. Damn. Okay, so a little bit of a rough day, but like I said, I just want to show you guys, with the grind, bro. That was fun. We're probably going to keep at it, but I'm not going to bore you guys. We got 1803. We're a little behind, as you can see. But hey, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please, if you don't mind, subscribe. I'd love to, have you guys as, not a guest, but I have you guys as watchers and community members. So please, just sign up. It's totally free. Click that like button. That obviously helps more videos like this. And perfect timing. The shoe just ended. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all the comments, good, bad, ugly, etc. And hey, Vegas J out. I'll see you guys in the trenches.